What's going on, YouTube? We are back with another video, bro. And bro, today, as y'all can see, my voice coming back ever so slightly. It still got a little bit of rasp to it, but it's coming back. My voice coming back to normal, which is a good thing. So I said, you know what? Why not just go ahead and record another video so my voice coming back? Because the only reason I ain't record no video, because I was going to go on a whole consistent run, but it's like every time I'm about to do that, something happen. Like, why the freak did I all of a sudden just lose my voice when I was back on consistent run? So then I had to dang on stop. So my voice can visually come back. Because after I did that other horror reaction video, that horror film reaction video, my voice just got even worse. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to dang on wait until my voice seems like coming back now and go ahead and record that video. So that's why we here today, you feel me? And in today's video, it's gonna be another horror reaction. Cause like I said, we're gonna be doing back-to-back horror stuff. It's gonna be another MJV. Hold on, my James but plugged up to the thing. Oh, y'all probably gonna see that for a second. Cause I be here recording my Chromebook, so I gotta close it down so it'll just have one display instead of two. But the video is gonna be another video by MJV Animations. There's gonna be 3 true, disturbing, food delivery horror story animations. You feel me? And this video is gonna be the second to the last video before I go back to my gaming channel. And then after that, when I hit my gaming channel, bro, we probably gonna be on the gaming channel a lot. But I legitimately have to figure out something I'm doing in the gaming channel. I mean, not gaming channel, but main channel, other than just reaction videos. I'm probably ain't gonna upload on this channel until I figure that out. So until I figure that out, y'all gonna mainly only see me on the gaming channel posting video back to back. I'm gonna end up, how I'm gonna do it, like I said, I'm gonna end up doing 10 videos of me playing Spider-Man till I beat the game. And then I'm gonna do 10 videos. To be honest, I might not even do 10 videos, but I might just only play Spider-Man till I beat the whole game. And then I'll go on and start playing Sims and then do like 10 Sims videos. And then I dang on do 10 more videos, whatever I decide I want to do. If I figure out what I'm going to do on the main channel, then the most likely I'm going to do that. But yeah, y'all let me know how y'all day been going, how y'all week been going, how y'all month been going. Matter of fact, tell me how much y'all year been going. Good or bad so far in the comment section. If it's going bad, let me know. If it's going good, let me know. You feel me? If y'all made some achievements this year that y'all proud of, y'all put that down in the comments as well. Only as I doing that MJV animation video, cause bro, that just got 30 hours watch time last night. I did one of these. So people must love these videos for real. So, without further ado, y'all, go ahead and get right into it. And ain't nobody home, so but these my perfect time. I like doing recording. Ain't nobody home. There'll be too much noise in the background when I be home trying to record.
College kids, sketchy apartment complexes.
Let me start this over. I don't know what he said again.
I've been driving for Domino's for about 8 months when I had a delivery that made me quit. At 19, I thought I'd seen everything. Drunk college kids, sketchy apartment complexes, people answering the door in their underwear.
What
the? I was wrong. It was a Tuesday night, which was unusual because Tuesdays were normally dead. Most weeks I'd spend more time folding boxes in the back than actually driving.
Y'all want to know something though? I've never ever, any job I ever had, never been a delivery driver. And I worked at fast food places and I never was a delivery driver, ever.
That particular Tuesday in October, we got slammed around 9 p.m.
Y'all making me want Domino's. This might what I eat today.
And suddenly everyone in town wanted in the back than actually driving. But that particular Tuesday in October, we got slammed around 9 p.m. Some youth soccer tournament had just ended, and suddenly everyone in town wanted breadsticks and wings. My manager, Rick, this perpetually stressed guy in his 30s who had been temporarily managing the store for 6 years, handed me 3 orders at once. The first 2 were normal, an apartment complex near campus, and a house maybe 10 minutes south. The third order caught my attention because of the delivery instructions.
Don't ring doorbell, don't knock 3 times.
Doorbell, it read. Knock 3
I said knock 3 times on.
Baby sleeping. Fair enough. I'd seen weirder notes. I loaded up my beat-up Honda Civic with the warming bags and headed out. The first 2 deliveries were
Honda Civic.
College kids tipped in crumpled singles, and the family with the newborn seemed grateful I'd followed the instructions. That left the third house, way out on Riverside.
But I miss my Honda Civic, bro. I know I keep pausing and y'all get mad, but bro, I miss my Honda Civic, bro. And my joint was beat up when I first got that joint. I ain't gonna lie. I had a 2400 Civic, and I painted that joint blue. But I literally took that joint to the shop, got that joint right, because the joint had dents and everything and stuff, because I guess it was in a wreck before. And then they just basically try to do like fast, like, I don't know what it was doing. I just try to paint it fast and straight. They were hard to get that junk right because they painted that junk wrong. They painted they gonna paint over metal, which was stupid. But anyways, bro, we got that junk right. I painted that junk blue, fix all the dents and everything, but I freaking love that Honda. And then over time, bro, I went on a trip and I blew the engine up. So I ended up had to leave it up at the beach because we were going to the beach. I had to leave it up there. I couldn't drive it. But if I can find a picture of that Honda Civic, I'm gonna show y'all what that Honda Civic look like. But I miss that car. I ain't gonna lie.
Almost 25 minutes from the store.
It's all nice. We had nice blue.
Large pizzas and an order of cinnamon twists. $34.50 total. I'd driven past Riverside Drive before, but
he dropped in the middle of the road.
It ran parallel to the river for about 2 miles before dead ending at an old paper mill. The houses out there were spaced far apart, separated by overgrown lots and chain link fences. My headlights caught the reflection of animal eyes in the darkness, probably possums or raccoons. The GPS showed I was getting close, but I almost missed the address. There was no mailbox, just faded numbers spray painted on a tree trunk. I turned down a gravel driveway that curved through dense woods for what felt like forever before opening up to a clearing. The house looked abandoned. Every window was dark except for a blue flickering light on the second floor. Probably a TV. An old pickup truck sat in the driveway, covered in mud and pine needles, like it hadn't moved in months. I grabbed the pizzas and walked up the porch, my shoes crunching on dead leaves. The whole place smelled like wet wood and something else. Something sweet and rotten that I couldn't identify. I remembered the instructions. Knock 3 times. No doorbell. I knocked once, twice, 3 times. Nothing happened. I waited, checking my phone.
But this is the thing. This one of the main reasons why I never even had in my head, even as I was in high school and stuff, the ever brought where I had to deliver a job, bro. Because going to these random people's houses, bro, I can't do it. Because I even thought I was doing DoorDash one time, but bro, I be seeing something like this, and then sometimes I don't locations be out in the middle of nowhere, bro. Don't nobody want to drive all the way out there. If I was to do that shit, that would be a daytime. What freak was that noise? What? I heard a whistle. Anyways, if I was to do like DoorDash or anything, it would be doing dang on daytime. That's the thing I like about dang on DoorDash, and that you can pick your time whenever you want to do it. But dang on like working at like Domino's, Pizza Hut, or Pizza Inn or whatever. I don't think Pizza Inn we got delivery, but whatever. Or Papa John's or whatever. Papa John's got delivery. I think I have got with delivery by Papa John's. Working no place, you both like about working night shift, you gonna have delivery at nighttime. Friction on.
It's out here naturally. I was about to knock again when I heard footsteps inside. Heavy, deliberate footsteps that seemed to circle the first floor before finally approaching the door. The man who answered was probably in his 60s, rail thin with a graying beard that reached his chest. He wore overalls with no shirt underneath. Despite the October chill, his eyes were bloodshot and watery. "Pizza," I said, holding up the bags. As he reached for his wallet, I could see past him into his dimly lit living room. The blue glow from upstairs cast just enough light for me to make out a dark figure sitting on the sofa, completely motionless, just sitting there in the shadows, watching us. My stomach dropped, but I tried to keep my expression neutral. The old man pulled out a flip phone, the kind nobody had used since 2010. "You need to take a picture," he said. "I'm sorry?" "Of me, with the pizzas. My daughter wants proof I'm eating." He held out his phone toward me, but something about the whole situation made my skin crawl. The figure on the sofa hadn't moved an inch. "Actually, I can use my phone," I said.
"Your daughter won't prove that you're eating.
I'll just send it to the number on the delivery order. Faster that way. I needed to get this done and get out of there." He hesitated, then shrugged. "Fine. Make sure you get the pizzas in the shot." I pulled out my phone with shaking hands, trying to appear casual. He took the pizza boxes from me and held them up, positioning himself in the doorway. I raised my phone and was about to take the picture when I realized something was wrong. The image on the screen showed my own face. I'd forgotten to switch the camera from selfie mode. And behind me, Reflected in the front-facing camera was a man, standing maybe 3 feet back, holding a baseball bat, mid-swing. I didn't think, I just dropped. The bat whooshed over my head so close I felt the air move. I heard it crack against the doorframe as I scrambled forward on my hands and knees. Then I found my footing and sprinted toward the car.
Get the freak out of
I
there.
heard the old man yelling something, but I didn't stop to listen. My hands fumbled with the keys as footsteps pounded across the gravel behind me. I got the doors open, threw myself inside, and hit the locks. The man with the bat, younger, maybe 30s, wearing dark clothes, slammed his fist against my window as I jammed the key into the ignition. The engine turned over, and I floored it in reverse, then forward, rocks spraying everywhere as I fishtailed down that driveway. In the rearview mirror, I saw both of them standing.
Alright, yo, I'm bad. I don't know why the freak I had alarm on. I don't remember even setting the alarm. I'm
And
confused.
I kept checking my mirrors, convinced I'd see headlights following me. Back at the store, Rick asked why I looked so pale and why there was a dent in my car. I told him someone needed to remove that Riverside address from the system immediately. When he pressed for details, I just told him to do it. I quit 2 days later. Couldn't
I would have been like, bro, don't even go ask no questions. Let's hit no dang on to dang on. What's it
running
called?
through my mind on an endless loop. If my camera hadn't been in selfie mode, if I hadn't seen that reflection, I'd be dead. Or worse. Sometimes I wonder what they would have done with me, whether anyone would have found
But
my
that's the
car.
thing that I be confused about, and I all the time wonder, like, when people do random stuff like that, like, what be their reasoning? And if it just was straight up evil intent, what caused that to happen? Like, but I be wanting that they go study the human brain and try to figure out, like, what made people do, like, crazy stuff like that. You don't know the person at all. The person never did anything to you, but for some reason, you just want to either kill that person or deny the person out.
Property.
Like, but I don't, like, what could possibly make something? Like, but even if you have personal stuff going on, what when your brain triggers you to, like, you know what, I got so much going on in my life, I'm losing my mind, I'm about to just go out here and kill something. I'm about to go out and kill. Like, what the freak in your brain made you do that? But I'm about to do a whole dang on research thing on that. Like, what makes people think like that?
Just disappeared like I'm sure others had before me. Last I heard, they still deliver out to Riverside Drive. They've gone through 5 drivers since I left. None of them stay longer than a month. I hope they're just smarter than I was. I hope they quit for all the right reasons. But part of me wonders if they've all made it out at all.
Why would y'all keep that on a dang on
I
thing?
was 22 when this happened.
In all honesty, it's his fault. You should have explained, like, what the freak happened. And, like, you didn't really explain what happened. That's how I doubt they're gonna just take it off.
I'd been working at a Chinese... I was 22 when this happened.
Yes.
I'd been working at a Chinese takeout spot called Golden Dragon for about a year and a half, mostly to cover rent and keep gas in my car while I figured out what I wanted to do with my life. It wasn't glamorous work. He took the orders over the phone, bagged them up when the kitchen was done, and then drove them to wherever they needed to go. Easy enough. The only real variable was the people. Most deliveries were uneventful. Apartment complexes, suburban houses, and the occasional office building doing a late lunch. People would answer the door, hand you some cash, and close the door before you even made it back to your car. The interactions that lingered were rarely the good kind. This particular delivery was on a Tuesday in late October. Not Halloween, nothing like that. Just a regular Tuesday. The kind of night where the sky gets dark fast and the temperature drops hard. The trees had mostly lost their leaves by then. Everything just looked bare and exposed. The order was a decent-sized one. 2 entrees, a quart of wonton soup, and an order of egg rolls. Enough food for 3 or 4
But y'all making me hungry.
The address was
I don't know why
on the
you
edge
picked this
of the
video.
delivery zone, out near a part of town developed in the 80s that had never quite kept up with itself. One of those cul-de-sacs where every house looks the same, but in a tired way, not a tidy way. I pulled up to the address and noticed right away that there was no car in the driveway. The porch light was off. Almost every light in the house was off, except for this faint flickering glow from a front room
You
window.
got on blue lights again.
Television light. The blue-gray pulse that you can spot from a block away. I grabbed the bag, went up to the door, and knocked. Nothing. Rang the bell. Nothing.
I'm wondering something. Like, you go to a house and they ain't got no porch like can you just leave? And this is gonna be tricking my head. If I go to somebody's house and they don't got at least some type of light outside, or porch light outside, and bro, my first thought, I'm leaving. What the freak? And they ain't got no lights on the house. Freaking out.
Knocked again, harder. And from somewhere inside the house, I heard a woman's voice. It was weak and strained, like she'd been crying or was in pain. She said she had hurt her knee, said she couldn't make it to the door, and asked if I could just come in and leave the food on the kitchen counter. Said the door was open. I pushed
I'm in. Nah, freaking out. I'm leaving that food right at the front of the door.
Noticed was the smell. Stale cigarette smoke, and something else underneath it, something almost sour. The TV was on in the living room to my left. A talk show with the volume turned down so low I could barely make it out. There was nobody sitting in front of it. I called out that I was going to leave the food right inside the door. The woman's voice came again, further back in the house than I expected. She said the kitchen was just a little further in. She'd really appreciate it if I just set it down in there. And that's when something shifted. It wasn't one single thing I could point to. It was several small things.
Bro, I would legit have sat the food right in front of that door. I just leave the food right here. I'm leaving now. And then deal.
Been registering in the
going deeper into the house.
Moved to the front of my mind all at once. The food order was big enough for a small gathering, but she described herself as home alone with a bad knee. The voice didn't sound naturally pained. It sounded careful, like someone making a deliberate effort to sound a certain way. And the house was almost completely dark. Not, I didn't bother turning on the lights dark. Every room I could see was dark, including the kitchen hallway she was directing me toward. People with hurt knees don't wander their houses in the dark. I set the big bag down right there in the entryway and said loudly, loud enough for anyone in the house to hear, "I'll leave it right here for you, ma'am. You're all set." I was already backing up as I said it. And that's when I heard the footsteps. They were coming from the back of the house, from the direction of her voice. But they weren't the slow, careful steps of someone nursing an injury. They were heavy and fast, with the rhythm of someone who had been waiting. I didn't wait around to see where they were going. I turned, walked straight out the front door, and closed it behind me. I was back in the car in under 10 seconds. I locked the doors and watched the front of the house.
But you took too long to get out of the house, bro. I would have said something. Yeah, I'm leaving now. I already been out the door for anybody ain't even started walking down that hallway.
Didn't reopen. Nobody came outside. The TV kept throwing its pale light against the curtains. I drove back to the restaurant. When I got there, I told my manager what happened. She called the number on the order. It rang 5 times and went to voicemail. One of those default automated greetings with no name attached. She left a message. Nobody called back. No complaints. No nothing. The order had been placed over the phone and listed as a cash on delivery. So there was no card on file. No name. No digital trail. Since I'd left without collecting anything, it just sat there as an uncompleted order, and that was the end of it officially. I'd mostly pushed it out of my mind by the end of that week. When one of the other drivers mentioned the story to a friend who lived in that area, his friend recognized the address.
What did I say? Last night I also experienced a strange incident when I was delivering food to the old woman's house. Also, I heard the sound of footsteps that were not like those of a sick person in general. It sounded like someone running. Freaking out.
The woman who had owned that house had moved into an assisted living facility 2 months prior. The house had been sitting vacant since then, waiting on the family to deal with the estate. According to his friend, the neighbors had noticed activity around the property in recent weeks. A light on here and there, a shadow behind a window, and had been meeting to call someone about it. Squatters, they figured. That part I could have maybe wrapped.
I was.
People squat in empty houses. But here's what I kept coming back to. Someone in that house had placed a food delivery order to that address. They were capable of using a telephone. They'd thought through the cash on delivery detail. No card, no digital trail. And instead of just answering the door, a woman's voice directed me specifically to walk deeper into a completely dark, vacant house while someone with heavy footsteps waited in the back. That wasn't
But imagine they were just over here just trying to scare you, so they would have had to pay for the food. Like, see, we're going to try and make this house as scary as possible so the delivery job just leave.
Inspiration. That was a plan. I don't know what they intended once I was far enough inside. Maybe it was some kind of prank. But I think about those footsteps a lot. The weight of them. The speed. The way they started moving before I'd even finished my sentence. Like whoever it was had already decided they were done waiting. I quit the delivery job about 6 weeks later. I told myself it was
Why
because
that dang old thing passing across the screen made me jump a little bit?
before I'd even finished my sentence, like whoever it was had already.
Right there made me jump a little bit, ain't gonna lie.
I quit the delivery job about 6 weeks later. I told myself it was because I'd found something better, which was partially true. But I thought about that dark hallway every single time I picked up a delivery bag after that night, and some things just stopped being worth the hourly rate. I've told this story to exactly 3 people: my mom, my best friend, and a therapist I saw twice before deciding that talking about it just meant reliving it, and reliving it wasn't helping me sleep any better, so I stopped going. Some doors are better left closed. This was about 6 years ago. I was 22, working at a pizza place in a mid-sized city in Ohio. It was one of those spots that had been there since the 80s.
That place look
I
nice.
use a phone number that ended in 4 zeros. The faint permanent smell of oregano baked into the walls. The owner was a guy named Sal, who rotated through the same polo shirt in different colors and always seemed vaguely annoyed that the restaurant existed at all. Despite that, I liked working there. It was uncomplicated. Make the food.
Dude, eyes so dark. That dude over here looking like Utah or dang on JJK.
Answer the phone. Take the delivery.
Man, but now I'm just Utah, like Choso too.
I'd been doing deliveries for about 8 months when this happened, long enough that the job had lost its edges. I knew the neighborhood.
I always wondered that though. What for the people that watch JJK? What the freak is that? On dark like markings on that dang on what's it got Utah eye. I don't think it's necessary because he the president. I think that dude just like don't be sleeping, or maybe it's like that offense of him being the president, saying him just lacking sleep. Cause even in but the thing is, when you watch JJK Zero, Utah didn't even have like them like real baggy bags on his eyes like that. Like it was dark on his eyes, like real bad. But when you go and then watch season 3, this dude got legit bags on his eyes. Like he legit just don't sleep at all.
Apartment complexes had broken gate codes. I wasn't paranoid the way newer drivers sometimes were.
Wait, what he said?
The job had lost its edges. I knew the neighborhoods. I knew which apartment complexes had broken gate codes. I wasn't paranoid the way newer drivers sometimes were, double-checking locks, keeping one eye on their rear view. I thought that was excessive. I don't think like that anymore. It was a Tuesday in November, maybe 10:30 at night. The dinner rush was a memory, and we were in that dead stretch before close, mostly just wiping down surfaces and trying to look busy. Then the phone rang. Big order. Pasta, breadsticks, 2 large pies. The person paid by card, no advance tip, which wasn't a great sign. Sal looked at me. I was the only driver still clocked in. I grabbed my jacket. The address was in a part of town I recognized but had only driven through in daylight. At night it was a different place. Streetlights spaced too far apart. Porch lights mostly off. I turned down the street and noticed there was no traffic moving in either direction. Just parked cars on both sides and a long corridor of shadow between them. I found the house. 2-story chain link fence out front. A side gate hanging open. The porch light was on, which I told myself was a good sign. I grabbed the bags, went through the gate, and knocked on the door. There was a pause. Then slow footsteps from inside. Then silence.
Yeah, I might get to eat after this, but I'm
The door
hungry.
opened. I never really registered the man's face. My brain locked onto something else before it got that far. What was in his right hand?
Oh, freaking no.
Gun. Black, compact, hanging loosely at his side like it was nothing. Like it was a TV remote. Everything decelerated.
I was saying like, bro, you go legit shoot me. I literally just came to deliver your food. That's all. That's all I want to do. I wanted to deliver the food, go back. And that's it. I ain't come here to die.
Very aware
I ain't come here to get shot.
of the cold air, of how quiet the street was behind me. He asked if I was alone. I said yes. He stepped back and
Why would you say yes?
lighter. I still don't know why I didn't run. The honest answer is that running felt like the thing that would make it worse, like the gun would come up. So I didn't move. A second man appeared behind the first, younger, gray hoodie, expression somewhere between bored and alert in a way that didn't settle right. He was holding a phone. The first man raised the gun, not aggressively, not with any drama, just enough to make the direction clear, and told me to put the food down and hand over my wallet. I did both. He took the cash and my debit card, then paused at the wallet like he was deciding something. He handed it back. Then the second man stepped forward and held up the phone so I could see the screen. He pulled up the restaurant's Facebook page, the staff photo we'd taken in some summer cookout Sal threw. All of us standing in front of the building, name tags underneath. He pointed at my face in the photo. Then he pointed at me. Then he held the phone up close enough that I could see he was screenshotting it. He said very slowly that they knew where I worked. They knew what I looked like. They knew my name now. And if I called anyone, he would make sure I understood that was a mistake. I heard myself say okay. I don't remember deciding to say it. They told me to walk back to my car, drive away, and not look back.
So we out here robbing people for pizza now?
I got in the car, pulled away from the curb, and drove.
But they ain't necessarily just hate pizza.
Home. The whole way my hands were shaking so badly I kept both of them white-knuckled tight on the wheel, just to hold it steady. I parked in the driveway and sat there for what felt like a long time. My mom was awake when I came in. She didn't ask anything. She just looked at me and said, "What happened?" Not a question. She already knew something had. I told her. She called my uncle, who came over inside of 20 minutes.
Everybody dark on their eyes. He dark on his eyes. She dark on his eye, her eyes. He dark on his eyes. Everybody depressed.
Me at the kitchen table.
I ain't getting no
We
sleep.
got through it. My uncle was practical about it. He said the photo thing was intimidation, that people use it exactly to keep victims quiet, and that staying quiet was exactly what they wanted. He convinced me to file a report that night. What I didn't know was the same house had been on a neighborhood watch list for weeks. A woman 2 doors down had been logging activity on a shared community forum, noting cars that came and went at strange hours, times when multiple men
They got trap house.
would be there and
Oh,
gone
that
in
was.
the morning. She already sent one post on a non-emergency tip line. When police cross-referenced the address from the report with her prior submissions, it gave them enough to move quickly. They hit the house the next morning. 2 men were still inside. One of them was the younger guy in the gray hoodie. The other wasn't the man with the gun. That one was already gone. The 2 they caught were charged and eventually convicted. The one with the hoodie had a prior on his record and got several years. The other man I couldn't pick out of a lineup, and honestly don't know what became of his case. The man with the gun was never found. That was 6 years ago. The guy who held it on me, he's somewhere. Maybe still in the country, maybe not. His name is sitting in a police file in Ohio, alongside a physical description I gave best I could. Whether
But you know how freaking terrified that is. You daggone what you call the police on these people. People did get arrested, and one of them the people that were edited get arrested, but whether they had a gun or whatever, they ain't find him. That man might be searching for his whole life on some dang on what you call. On some dang on
whether he still has.
What's a movie or a character that went out searching for somebody for some years until they finally found them? I don't know.
On a phone. I have no idea. What I know is that I quit the next day. Sal told me he understood and didn't push it, which I appreciated more than I told him. And I know that sometimes now, when I see someone point a phone at me in a crowd, or when a stranger glances at my face a second too long, something still activates in my chest, a leftover wire that got tripped once and never fully reset. The photo those men took was of a 22-year-old who thought the job was simple. I'm not that person anymore exactly. A version of him is still there, but there's something layered over him now. A wariness that wasn't there before. Permanent, I think. I've never done a food delivery since. I won't.
But I would act that go keep tabs on this dude. That's how I said they ever find this dude or not. Freaking no. I would at least hope they'll find his name or whatever. So I know where he is, where he at, or where he well, not where he at, but know who it is. So I know if I run in there, what the freak they do. Some other people would be crazy out there experiencing what the guy did on the first one, like trying to get revenge on them too. For real. The story actually like refreshed as a lying down this tiring day. So I said nothing good ever happens on Rip Inside Drive. Somebody said, did anyone notice the boy and protagonist in the third episode look just like Ralphie from the Magic School Bus with that red hat? I don't know. I ain't watched Magic School Bus like that growing up. Nah, I think about it. I think I do remember how he looked. This right here confirms that, y'all. I've never been anything on a delivery job for it, ever. Especially just to get raw to take a picture of my face, and now her scared because I was thinking like, oh, now they might be looking for me. Especially when I call the police or whatever. One thing is funny, I want to say something though. But be funny to be where people you walk around with these ski masks on. Like, I be seeing people walk around with ski masks on, but at the same time, I be confused on why. Because when you look at people and you see my ski mask on and you see them without it on, and you see them with it on, I don't know if it's just me that I can do that, but I can at least tell if it's them or not. Like, ski masks is over hide my personal identity no more than me. Well, for me at least, I can still tell who that person is even with a ski mask on. I get to the point with these ski masks. Hey, y'all got freaking sorry wearing dang old Jason masks or something. Because I can literally tell still y'all even with these dang old ski masks. So these ski masks is down there useless at this point. Anyway, without further ado, make sure y'all like and comment on the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications so y'all always know when I post the videos. And y'all let me know if y'all ever had like a scary delivery store or something like that. Cause I ain't never been delivering nothing. I don't plan on doing it either unless it's daytime. If I ever deliver something, like I said, it'll be DoorDash, and I'll do that when it's light outside. I ain't ever delivering that at night. Freaking no. Y'all can have it. But without further ado, y'all, we can go ahead and get out of here. And then the last video, most likely ain't gonna be nothing horror. It's gonna basically be like, well, y'all see what I get to. I ain't gonna explain it. Peace.